Good evening all and welcome to another video on All How the Ale. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night. And the beer we're going for tonight is it's a sour one. It's from Azvex. It's this one. It is the Manor Sour and it's the Mandarin and coconut flavour. And it weighs in at, where's it gone? Where's it gone? It says it on here somewhere, I'm sure it did. 6%. It says it on the front as well. 6% ABV. I do like the Azvex sours. They are horrendously thick and gloopy, and this one is arguably no different because it says on the side of the can that it contains real fruit. Store cold and roll the can gently before opening. I've done that on the way up the stairs from the fridge. Anyway, there's not an awful lot I can tell you about the beer other than that it contains a few allergens, which are barley, oats and wheat. Your ingredients list is not listed anywhere on the can. But suffice to say, it's a sour and it's hopefully going to be very tasty. I love Mandarin. I love coconut. So I'm holding out hope for this one. So I'm going to give it one more little roll around just to agitate some of the solids that inevitably will be in this can. And yeah, let's go, shall we? Let's hope it doesn't go fat. Let me just reach into the drawer and get a towel, get a beer towel, just in case the can is a little lively after that rolling. The answer is no, it's not lively, but it does reveal some gloopy contents. Anyway, we're going to attempt to pour it into my Teku glass. The pour is not happening. There we go. The can's going to have a little moment of, well, not entirely. Well, look at that, right? There is still more, lots more protein-based bits in the can. We're just going to roll them a bit more aggressively now. See if we can mix them there. Right. That's your beer in a glass. It's not so much beer, it's more gelatinous, fruity, protein-based, semi-solid, really. It does not look like beer, but it does look like Mandarin in colour, and it's probably going to be rather lovely. So let's have a whiff. Oh God, that smells sour. It's got that real, I don't know what the word is, acidic vibe that sour beers have. I'm not getting the orange. I thought I would. I was hoping for a creaminess of coconut, but suffice to say that's not the case here. It just smells sour. Very sour. Anyway, it looks not like something you'd want to put in your mouth. It smells, again, like something you wouldn't want to put in your mouth. Let's see what it tastes like, shall we? Cheers. And yet, despite the looks, despite the aroma, it tastes rather nice. The body is undeniably thick, heavily thick. It's thicker than two short planks. The carbonation is suppressed by all the weight of the body. And the flavour is boozy orange with a creamy undertone. And if you're anything like me as a child of the 80s, when dessert came round, inevitably it was a handful of things. You know, you had Arctic Roll, You had the frozen mousses that nobody ever let defrost to turn into mousse. You ate them as if they were ice cream, and you occasionally had fruit and condensed milk. And I had that quite often because I enjoyed it. And my favourite was the Mandarin segments with the condensed milk. And this is what it reminds me of. It's got that real orangey flavour and the creaminess that the coconut is bringing. It just smooths everything out. Now, they say it's a sour. It is like sour. It's more tangy. And I actually appreciate that. I prefer them tangy as opposed to sort of arse-puckeringly sharp. And, you know, where that properly pulls your arse up to your elbows. I'm not a big fan of that. This is much more like having a big bag of sour cola bottles. That little tanginess on the back of just a little bit there at the back of the jaw. But the flavour is all about the orange. All about the orange. And the back end just screams orange all the way through. I like that. I do. I absolutely do. Right, scoreboard of joy time for this one. It's currently empty. Let's fill it in. So, visually, it is a train wreck, but all of the Manor Sours tend to be, because you have this roll the can kind of deal and pour it carefully with all the proteins and whatnot. Let's just try and break them up. Let's get the last bit out, shall we? Come on. Come on. There we go. I suppose that will do for now. Tell you what. Yeah. Like I say, visually it's an absolute train wreck. It's a lovely colour, but the pour is what's all the coconut at the bottom. The pour is just difficult because of the viscosity of the beer. Like I say, it looks like an absolute train wreck. I'm going to score it mostly in terms of the colour, because the colour is great. The fact that it looks like I'm pouring the contents of a sewage pipe out, I'm going to try and leave that bit out of the equation a little bit, not a lot. So I'm going to go the 0.7 because I love the colour, but it really does need to, not look like it's being poured out of a broken sewer pipe. Anyway, the aroma, like I say, it's all about the tangy tartness, the acidic sharpness up front, and it still remains that way. I am not a huge fan of the aroma. Not a huge fan at all. I like the indication of the sourness, but I want some more of that orange, and certainly I want coconut coming through. So unfortunately, I'm going to go the 0.3 on the aroma. The body is fantastic. I love it. It's thick as two short planks. It's having the full point for the body. Carbonation is so suppressed by that weight. It's fantastic. And the flavour is the polar opposite of, well, what it looks like. Like I say, it looks like a train wreck. The flavour is just wonderful. It's got that little tang to it. It's got a dominant orange flavour. And every now and then you get that little hint of creaminess from the coconut. Bloody lovely. It's tropical, and on what I think is the hottest day of the year so far, it's going to go down a treat. So I'm going to give it the full point for the flavour. And for the finish, I like my sours to have that little tang, and it does. And I like some of that flavour to really kind of shine. And it's not often on a sour that you get the main flavour really kind of last, because flavours, sours even, they tend to be all about the tanginess, and that acidic flavour tends to reign supreme on the back end. But this one, it's all about the mandarin and coconut, and it's wonderful. I'm going to give it the full point, which means it's got a 4 out of 5 from me. Would I buy it again? Absolutely, I would. Yeah. It's tasty. It's very, very tasty. They're very tasty. Value for money. I can't remember what I paid for it, but as always, from the House of Trembling Madness, they're not silly expensive. So I'm going to give it a good value for money because it tasted bloody good. Bonus point. It can't have the full bonus because it did not get a full 5 out of 5. But it did get 4 out of 5 with 2 bonuses for good measure. So yeah, if you like your beers to pour like they're coming out of a sewage pipe, then Manor is a beer for you. But if you like them tasting of Mandarin and sweet coconut, this is absolutely a beer for you. So do not be put off by the pour. That's the message you should take away from this one, because the flavours are absolutely phenomenal, as were the other ones. So we are going to leave it there and say it's been a tasty beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.